David Fulcher.
Throwing a catch to McGee. He is down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 6 yards on the play. There have been a lot of wild endings over the years here in Denver. One year the Bills of Buffalo came in, led Denver at halftime 38-7. Big snowstorm, and the Broncos scored 31 points to tie it.
The trenches.
We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Tonight, a man's obsession, a young girl's secret life, a family's love. Richard Crenna stars in The High Price of Passion tonight.
Available now on videotape, it's Bronco Mania. There's nothing else like it. It's jam-packed, mile-high energy. It's the bone-jarring Orange Crush defense. It's John Elway's rifle right arm. It's a Rocky Mountain tradition. On videotape, it's Bronco Mania, sponsored by KCNC TV, and at only $19.95. A decade of mighty hits, last-minute victories, and 1986's playoff push can be yours. Available at leading outlets. Get yours for only $19.95 now.
When an urgent package leaves your hands, make sure the hands you leave it in can deliver. Express Mail overnight service from your post office delivers over city, over state, overnight, over whatever stands in the way. Over 97% of the time and climbing. For about half what most others charge. £2, just $10.75. Express Mail overnight service. When we say overnight, we mean overnight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
not everyone got a vacation this summer.
Great Gregory!
I need a vacation like nobody's business. I need a vacation.
This fall, you can still get great low fares to more places on the biggest bargain airline, United.
I got a vacation.
Give me another shot at it.
And I'm not just flying, I'm flying the friendly sky.
Nice soft landing.
How new tax laws will affect the elderly, Monday at 4:30.
Numbers almost even. That time of possession, almost all of the third quarter for the Denver Broncos. That's been the difference.
They don't pay off on total yards, though. Bottom line on the scoreboard, 34-14 Denver. Broncos have had 56 plays already in this game. The 37 for Cincinnati. Now the Bengals go to that sideline offense where they go right out into alignment after a sideline conference with Coach Sam White. James Brooks in trouble as Big Powell Mecklenburg throws him down. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Denver Broncos and the National Football League is prohibited.
Well, they got some confusion. Esiason's trying to go up the line of scrimmage, and White's trying to send players in.
We're in the first minute of the fourth quarter. Oh, and a catch to Collinsworth as he is down inside to the 7-yard line. So the Bengals making some stuff happen, and they need a lot more to get back in this.
Again, Esiason rolling against his arm to the right side. Collinsworth just trying to find a spot back in there in the defense. He gets kind of lost. There's Mark Haynes, 36, and Wilson there, along with Lilly to make the tackle. First and goal, Bengals.
First and goal it is. Dave Remington, the center. Montoya and Kozerski, two huge guards. Munoz and Walter, the tackles. They're even bigger. Crowd starts up, wanting to keep Cincinnati out. Esiason, he's looking. He fires. It's caught and lost by Chris Collinsworth. Had it, and Tony Lilly stripped the ball from him.
That is a great defensive play by Tony Lilly. The game started with a big play by Dennis Smith, knocking a pass reception away. This is a sure touchdown. Lilly waits on him. Now watch. Just pulls his left arm away, and Collinsworth can't hang on to it.
So it'll be second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Bengals down. They've not scored in a long time since the first half of the second quarter. Cincinnati's longest drive of the game right now. Esiason in trouble. He can go. Defenders wait for him. He fires on the run. It's a touchdown to Collinsworth. And the Bengals come down the field with still 13:20 to play. It is now a 34-20 game.
We said it before with John Elway. It's also true with Boomer Esiason. Both are great creators, and if you give a quarterback time, eventually the receiver can find a spot open. Collinsworth, you should see his feet at the back of the end zone. He gets away from the defender. An excellent move. Mark Haynes, 36, I believe, had him. And Collinsworth makes the catch.
Big day for Chris. He's caught 6 for 62 yards. Now Breech is on to try the point after. Lazar sharp down the middle, and so the Bengals inch back into it and take the crowd out of the game, at least for now. It's a 34-21 game, Denver. But the Broncos offense gets it in a moment.
Fords riding the streets and trails and roads. We're carrying people and hauling loads. When tough men need tough trucks and goods not enough. America's truck is built for tough.
Here comes the new shape of tough. The big Ford pickup for 87 with a new aerodynamic design. Completely new interior. New anti-lock rear brakes. And a lineup of power choices that should keep it America's best-selling truck for the 10th straight year.
You can go to the good times or work in the rough. When you're talking Ford truck, then you're talking tough. Ford's #1 now, and we mean to stay by building them better in every way. When tough men need tough trucks and goods not enough. America's truck is built for tough.
So the issue is clear. Sony Video 8, the system of the future, or VHS-C, the compromise of the past. Now, as we've seen, the new Sony Handycam with autofocus and zoom gives you a measurably better picture, far superior sound, twice the recording time, and on Sony video cassettes, your memories are safe. While on VHS-C, they could be fleeting. I rest my case.
The Sony Video 8 system. Judge for yourself.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by AT&T, the right choice.
Bengals with their longest drive of the day take it down the field, now trail 34-21. Denver has not turned the ball over. Usually it happens before 4 quarters. Somebody's going to pop it loose.
Fumble. No, I thought it.
They think they have it.
It looked like Ed Brady stripped that ball from the receiver, from the returner.
We might have a check of this now.
That ball looked like it came loose. There's no question that the Bengals now.
No sooner said.
Anytime they get a chance, they're going to try to strip the ball away. It looked like before Ken Bell got down, Brady got it stripped away. Officials are talking. Of course, with any replay, that gives the replay official another look at it.
Jack Reeder's up here furiously running tapes back and forth.
Ed Brady, the special teams maniac for the Bengals, is the receiver down. Ken Bell. That ball is a fumble.
No, that's a fumble.
That is a fumble. His momentum was not stopped going forward. We may have a reversal here. He's asking, did somebody blow the whistle? Said, did somebody blow the whistle? He's asking. They're waiting to look. There's the umpire. He's in communication with the replay. The communicator from the replay booth says it will.
Might be Cincinnati's ball.
It's going to go as a fumble.
It's definitely a fumble, we're told, but they're trying to find out if the whistle blew. I don't know how the whistle can blow when he's not down and he's going forward.
I think that's inconsequential. If the whistle is blown before, then they don't go to the replay guy. This is what makes the replay system look bad. They're asking afterwards, did the whistle blow? They should have asked before, did the whistle blow?
The whistle was blown.
Ah, come on.
First down.
That's poorly handled.
He asked if the whistle was blown. He was lobbying for a whistle to be blown.
That was a fumble. Saw the ball. He was not down, and he was still moving forward when he lost the ball. So the Broncos get it and hold to their 34-21 lead now. Gene Lang, he pays the price as the Cincinnati defense obviously up after the long drive by the offense that took them into the end zone. Atlanta still leading Miami. The Dolphins go back the other way after blowing out the Jets 45-3. The Eagles are staying right with the Raiders. It's now 24-20 in the third quarter at the Coliseum.
Now here's what happened on that last fumble. The replay official said it was a fumble. Then the guys on the field said, how about a whistle? Anybody blow the whistle? That's the wrong order.
Now Elway dropping to throw. Downfield, he's got a man. Watson coming back at the ball as he's done so many times over the years with Elway. When John's in trouble, Watson comes back and Elway guns it.
Elway again. A great arm, carries the ball high. Good lesson for young quarterbacks. Keep it up there next to your ear where you can throw it in a split second. Elway does. Watson makes a nice reception.
Bengals have not gotten a break in this game. Denver has, and the Broncos have capitalized. They lead 34-21. But the Bengal defense now, the intensity level right back up to where it was early in the game.
Well, that touchdown helps with 11:44 and ticking to go in the football game.
Elway bringing his team in and out of the huddle at his leisure, running clock as much as he can. It's down to 11:30 to play in the game. Joey Hackett, another huge tight end, is in. He weighs 270. Mobley next to him, he weighs 265. Biggest guys in that offensive line are the tight ends of Denver. Elway on 2nd and 8. Another good throw. Joey Hackett takes it. That's the 270-pound tight end, a first-year player from Elon, and he's down to the 45-yard line of Cincinnati. David Fulcher slow getting up after he took on that load.
12-yard reception just designed to pick up the first down. Elway's latched onto him. Look at that. You're right, Don. Look at there. There are 3 linemen for the Broncos that don't weigh as much.
And he got downfield.
And he can catch it.
Down to 10:33 and running. Fourth quarter. Broncos had a 24-point string, and then the Bengals came back to score, and now it's 34-21 Denver. Winder in trouble. He's smacked out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Let's watch that return again, the kickoff return by Denver that was questioned as a possible fumble.
Looking for a stoppage in his forward motion. No way the whistle blows in there. But the manner in which it was all handled was very shoddy. You don't ask second is the whistle blew. You could read Jerry Markwright's lips. Did the whistle blow? That's the wrong order in which the replay system should be utilized. But the play stood. Drive stays alive.
Now 2nd down, and Elway needs over 11. He's in trouble. Going in on John Elway on the run, and Zander knocks him out of bounds before he gets there. Carl Zander with a big defensive play.
Jim Anderson, the offensive backfield coach of the Bengals, stopped Elway from going into the bench.
A couple of years ago, when the Bengals opened the season here, Elway went out of the game when Ross Browner ran him down and injured his shoulder on a running play. Elway has now completed 19 of 27 for 188 yards. He's not been intercepted. 3 of his throws for touchdowns. He's run the ball twice for 19 yards. Well, let John do it. It's been the game plan in Denver, and he's been doing it. Now, 3rd down. Throw and not close to a completion. And so the Bengals will get it back. The punter, Haran, comes out for Denver.
Clint Sampson was the intended receiver there open. Elway mad at himself that he couldn't make the completion.
Cincinnati's still in it with 10:08 to play. If they can move on this drive.
There'd have been a lot more in it if that fumble had gone as a fumble.
Yeah, that was at the 34-yard line of Denver. Ray Horton is back. Fair caught the ball twice today and fumbled one of those, which the Broncos quickly turned into a touchdown. Moran angles it down to the corner. It goes in. Touchback. Cincinnati will go 1st and 10 at the Bengals 20. When we come back to Mile High Stadium, a salute to the Broncos.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
We got Billy just what he wanted. The Radio Shack 4x4 off-roader. Look at it take those hills. And Terry got the off-road champ. Look at her go. And guess what Mom got?
Okay, kids.
Lunch is ready. And me, I'm the flashy type. Always wanted a Ferrari.
Radio-controlled toys for kids of all ages from $11.95. Only at Radio Shack.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Denver. The Broncos have not turned the ball over in this game, but they almost did.
Yeah, I thought on a kickoff return, the manner in which it should be handled is that if you blow the whistle, you don't go to the replay official. Here you can see Ed Brady strips the ball from Kevin Bell. That is definitely a fumble, but the crew, I think, now around the NFL are using that whistle to stop the overturn of some plays.
Throwing a catch as again the underneath passing game of Esiason and the Bengals moves the ball.
And you mentioned that the Broncos have not turned the ball over today. They also have had just 2 penalties. They have played almost a perfect football game.
9:54 to play. And as they get out of bounds, you see Boomer Esiason, first Bengal quarterback to get 3,000 yards passing in consecutive seasons. He was the number 2 rated passer in the entire league last year. Big, strong arm left-hander from Maryland. In his 3rd year, he was the first quarterback pick, even though he came in the 2nd round of the Bengals. Another throw and catch. Brooks. And again, they used the sideline to stop the clock. 9:47 to play. First down throw, and they got 9. Atlanta still in command of favored Miami down at the Orange Bowl, and the Raiders holding on to a tight lead over the Philadelphia Eagles. Still in the 3rd quarter at the Coliseum. Starting today, the Raiders, who'd won 8 of their last 9. We're just 1 game behind Denver in the AFC West. We got a couple of courts low. Eddie Brown, how does he do it? Eddie Brown comes back at the ball and makes a stretched out reception down at the 46-yard line. And the Bengals drive on with 9:30 to play. Cincinnati is down by 13 points. They were down by 20 not that long ago.
That's a 13-yard reception. Esiason looking all over the place for an open receiver. Finally finds Brown. This is an outstanding catch. Louis right on the tackle. Bengals back to the line of scrimmage and another offensive play.
Esiason changes the play. Crowd noise a major factor here. Again, strong pass blocking. Another throw, another catch. Collinsworth, he's going in. Cris Collinsworth is in. And the Bengals are back to within 7 points.
46-yard catch. No flags on the play. Last week, the Denver Broncos missed the coverage against the New York Giants and allowed Phil McConkey a long play down the field. Collinsworth this time, it looks like prevent defense. And somebody just misses him. They stay with Tim McGee, who came across. Looked like Dennis Smith, 49, was on the ground. Foley was the closest man to him. What a comeback.
Trump, I'm glad we didn't go home when you called this one over.
What a comeback. and the Broncos have not turned the ball over.
Not turned the ball over, as you pointed out, only 2 penalties against them. Now Jim Breech can bring the Cincinnati Bengals back to within 6 with still almost 9 minutes to play. A stirring comeback by the Cincinnati Bengals. The extra point is up and good. As that time it took the Bengals barely a minute, 61 seconds to go 80 yards. Collinsworth on the payoff in for a 2nd time.
Drivers have come to us. They believe in liberty, mutual insurance.
a safe driver, so I shopped around for car insurance. Liberty Mutual gave me the best protection and saved me money, too. I believe in liberty.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I always thought that time was a measure of quality. Now they've got technology that can cut the time of aging beer to that. Bam. Instant beer. Not Coors. Coors ages their beer longer than any other major brewer. Almost twice as long. And age any beer longer, it gets smoother. More easy drinking. More like Coors. Nope. Coors won't take shortcuts with time. Coors is the one.
Okay, I know the new Ford Taurus has a very contemporary design. In fact, I really like the way it looks. But looks are everything.
Check it out for yourself. So, what do you think?
I'll let you know in a couple of 100 miles.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
America's favorite pastime returns to NBC as the nation's top rollers battle it out for Bowler of the Year honors. Join Jay Randolph and Hall of Famer Earl Anthony for the PBA Fall Tour next Saturday on NBC.
The pendulum has swung in this game. The Bengals during one stretch gave up 24 unanswered points to the Broncos. Now Cincinnati's come back to score 14 straight points, and they're right back in the game, and very quickly. 8:58 to play, and Cincinnati down by 20, and not long ago is down by just 6. Up to handle. Bell, who's run it back very well today. 2 35-yard returns, is hit hard at the 20. Leon White came down to make the play for Cincinnati.
Now suddenly the pressure back on the Denver offense.
Is it?
They got to have a sustained drive here just to kind of nullify the threat and take away some of the emotion of the Bengals team.
John Elway having a big day. And a bit conservative the last couple of drives. With a big lead, but Cincinnati has had 2 long scoring drives to get right back in it. Now Elway starts to fire on first down. And the big man, Mobley, the tight end, comes down with the ball. Orson Mobley, a house of a tight end.
Charles Zander on the tackle. It was just almost a hitch pattern by the tight end. Good enough for a first down. Boy, you get it in the hands of that guy. He's difficult to bring down.
Denver, when the Broncos have been on defense, has done an excellent job at jamming the Cincinnati receivers. But now here in the 4th quarter, the veteran Cin Cris Collinsworth has been running free in the Denver secondary, and Esiason's been getting him the ball. The last time for 46 yards and a touchdown. Whoa. On first down, the carrier is Waffle. Sammy Winder hit hard. Now a penalty marker comes in after the play.
Jim Scow made the tackle. Conversation with the refereeing crew, and the flag is picked up. Will the penalty stand?
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 90.
That's Emmanuel King.
First time we've called his name all day.
Did you see something? There's a King right in front of you, number 90, when Sammy Winder makes the hit. Unfortunately, King goes out of the picture, but boy, that's a very expensive penalty for the Bengals at this point. Gives some emotion back to Denver.
Would have been 3rd down and long, but the Bengals now go to a defense set up against a first down offense of the Denver Broncos. Ball at the 47-yard line of the Broncos. Elway, lightning strike off the flank. Near side, Watson comes down to the 38-yard line.
Fulcher and Breeden, you can see the slant pattern by Watson, and both Breeden and Fulcher are still on the ground. Watch Watson. Breeden has the outside leverage. Boy, that's a tough catch. Watson knows he's going to get leveled, hangs onto the football. That's a 16-yard pickup. And when Denver's offense has had to make the big plays. They've done it.
Bengals have not gotten anything close to a break in this game. They're down by 6 after trailing by 20, but now Elway and the Broncos are driving again. Lang up the gut, right to the 34-yard line. Raiders still holding to that 4-point lead over the Eagles now in the 4th quarter at Los Angeles. Broncos using a lot of clock. Emmanuel King with a personal foul call. It might be critical in the outcome of this game. It kept the drive downfield for Denver, gave them a first down, and now the Broncos have driven down to the 35-yard line. Field goal gives them a 9-point lead. Elway screens it off, incomplete. Eddie Edwards was coming on the rush, 73. Tipped the ball.
Almost stuck in his face mask, Don. They were trying to set it up to Willhite, it looked like.
Raiders came from behind in that game with the Eagles when Jim Plunkett threw a second touchdown pass to Jesse Hester. An 81-yard play. Raiders holding to a 24-20 lead. Now 3rd down for Elway and the Broncos. They need 7. 34-28 Denver. 6:13 to play. Elway gets it away, and it's broken up. Lewis Phillips, the rookie cornerback, comes up and pops Watson just as the ball comes in. Now will they punt it or go for a long field goal tried by Karlis?
And I think they got to punt the football. This is a little out of Karlis' range. This is a good play by Phillips, just getting Watson's hands down, and it looked like contact before the ball. Emmanuel King with pressure on Elway. He couldn't really follow through to get it there in a hurry, but what they need right now is a towering punt by Mr. Horan.
Mike Horan punting for the Broncos for the first time. Has had 4 there today. None have been returned. Ray Horton is back again. 6:06 to play in the game. The Bengals are going to get the ball back, trailing by 6. Horan angling near side. It'll go in. Out to the 20, and there the Cincinnati Bengals will go on offense again. They've scored touchdowns their last 2 possessions to trail by 6. Bengals have a tough one next Sunday. They go to Foxborough to take on the Patriots, who today won by a point at New Orleans to win their 7th straight game and tie the Jets for first in the AFC East, both at 10-3. The Cleveland Browns, who are right now the leader in the AFC Central, having won today at 9-4 their record. They go into Buffalo to play the Bills. That will not be easy for the Browns. Denver goes to Kansas City. The Chiefs always tough at home. Right now, that Rocky Mountain Thunder, the foot stamping, starts up at Mile High. Esiason looping it long. Downfield, he's got Collinsworth again out to the 43-yard line. And Collinsworth gets out of bounds with 5:53 to play. A 23-yard gain.
That's his 8th reception of the day. For some strange reason, the Denver Bronco defense has just gone to sleep here. 138 yards. Take away the turnovers by the Bengals, and they're right in this football game.
They're right in it anyway.
They come back and win this football game and keep it close. They got newfound respect from me.
McGee, a super fast player, is on the near flank. Collinsworth at the top of your screen. Stanley Wilson breaks it and goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Running ahead, they're going to spat him out. Very close to a first down. Might be just a foot or so short of one. A 9.5-yard gain by Wilson, who scored the first touchdown of the day on a 20-yard bust up the middle.
Tony Lilly finally on the tackle to get Wilson out of bounds. This is so unlike the Denver Bronco defense in the first half. You can see Dan Reeves saying, "What are you doing to me here, Joe?" The big plays again have been the reason the Bengals have gotten back in this game. They were the reason that they were so close in the first half.
Dan Reeves yelling out to his defense to get it together. Right now, the Cincinnati Bengals moving virtually at will through the Denver defense with the passing game. Cincinnati had to go to an all-out passing game. They were trailing with the Bengals in the fourth quarter, 34-14. Randall Cunningham has just thrown a 10-yard touchdown pass to Mike Quick of the Eagles. And with 11:35 left to play at Los Angeles, it is the Eagles 27, the Raiders 24.
Tell you one thing about this Bengal football team. Certainly shown its character in this second half, have they not?
They really have. It's cold in Denver, but wind is not a factor.
It's colder for Denver right now than it is the Bengals.
Second down, less than a yard for Cincinnati. Bengals down by 6 with 5:48 to play. Wilson again, and Stanley Wilson gets out of bounds again down to the 36-yard line. Mecklenburg ran him out, but all of a sudden when the Bengals were seemingly out of this game, somebody hit the go button and they've taken off.
On that time they caught the Broncos in a blitz. Collier trying to disrupt the Bengals offense as best he possibly could, and they run the play to the corner. And you see Joe Collier. He's giving his signals.
When they're ahead. When they're up by 20, he's nervous. One of the best in the business at his specialty, coordinating the defense. But the defense is not in sync right now. The Bengals are moving the ball and quickly through Denver. Eddie Brown in motion. Eddie Brown incomplete. Brown looked out. Esiason went up the middle. It'll be second down and 10.
And the Bengals have gone over 400 yards total offense today. That's the 4th week in a row against Minnesota, Seattle, the Oilers, and now 417 against the Broncos.
The other 3 were all wins to get the Bengals to 8-4.
Right now, the Bronco defense has got to be thinking, wait a minute, what can we come up here with? Because that time, even though Esiason threw it to the wrong side of Eddie Brown was open. They're not covering him for some reason right now.
Does White send all the plays in?
All of them, every one of them. Although Esiason has the choice, he can run audibles.
Crowd noise intense for Esiason on second down and 10. A blitz, a looping ball downfield. It is almost intercepted. They were going to Collinsworth, but Steve Wilson got a hand on the ball. Island pattern against a full blitz. Just hoped that Collinsworth would run under it. Wilson doing a good job defending.
And you ask about all the plays coming in from the bench. This is obviously an audible. And I'll tell you, Wilson's not looking back for the football. They could have thrown the flag there on interference. But the replay is not involved in penalties involving interference. So it brings up third down and 10. Obviously, 2-down area for the Bengals.
Biggest down of the game so far for Cincinnati. Third down and 10 at the 37-yard line. Bengals down by 6. 5:33 to play.
Oh, no.
That snap. Esiason doesn't get the ball. Looks like a Bengal did get it, but way back at the 41-yard line.
Don, the crowd did that. The ball was snapped, and Esiason was looking around. It ends up being a 22-yard loss. But when you run from the shotgun, you always stand a chance there's going to be miscommunication. See, Boomer's not looking at the football. It's snapped by Remington, and they're very lucky to recover. Extremely lucky. Eddie Brown comes up with it, and the Bengals are going to have to punt.
Still a lot of time remaining, so the Broncos very nearly get a turnover that would have probably put the lid on. But right now, Hayes is in to punt. He hits an end-over-end punt at Gerald Willhite. He'll run it back from the 22. He pays at the 28. Broncos still without a turnover. A 38-yard punt, a 6-yard return. And now with 4:38 left to play in the game, the Broncos with a 34-28 lead send their offense out.
That's the way it stands right now. With the wins today, that snap punt, the crowd did that. The center did not hear the count by the quarterback. When they played in Houston, the Bengals had a miscommunication between center and quarterback costing the game.
Two teams are in the playoffs officially, both in the National Conference. The Bears and the Skins with their 11th victories today. Handoff to Sammy Winder on a slant. He's out to the 35-yard line where Crumride drilled him, but Winder gets ahead for a good gain on first down. To those viewers who have just joined us to watch Our House, please stay tuned. Our House will be seen in its entirety immediately following NFL football, except for Mountain and Pacific time zone stations where the program will be seen in its regular time. And stay tuned for Skins Game Golf on the West Coast only. Following the NFL is right now Elway with 2nd down and 4, pitches back. Gene Lang. First down, hook on those legs, that piston drive. An LSU Tiger trying to bust it, and he does get the first down for Denver.
This is just a well-orchestrated sweep by the Broncos. Get those big guys out in front. Good lead blocking. Lang hanging on the football, got turned upfield, and he picks up 4 yards for the first down. Ends up being a 7-yard gain.
Bengals have turned the ball over in this game 3 times. The Denver Broncos have turned the ball over not at all. 3:20 to play. Clock running. 34-28 Denver. 1st and 10 for the Broncos. Winder, not much. Got to the 46. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Bengals now got to be thinking about calling timeouts. Your defense can save you time. If you call a timeout, your offense with incomplete passes and passes out of bounds can stop the clock. And the offense has to have some time to function down 6 points.
Eagles still leading the Raiders on the Randall Cunningham to Mike Quick touchdown pass in the 4th quarter, but they scored it with over 11 minutes remaining. A lot of time left there as you see our game clock here in Denver down to 2:35 and running. Elway throws, and is it caught by Mark Jackson?
Yes.
He thinks it is.
Yes, excellent catch.
Tremendous play by the rookie. Mark Jackson comes up and gets it right off the turf, and it's another first down for the Broncos.
Lewis Phillips was the man in coverage. This is really a rifle shot. I thought he made the catch. Phillips is signaling no catch, and he should try to get him on the ground. Zander finally makes the tackle, and eventually now the Bengals take a timeout. They have 2 left.
2:15 to play. They'll get another timeout, an official one, when it goes down to the 2-minute warning. So a very big play by a rookie who's made a lot of them in his first season at Denver. Mark Jackson catching the ball off the turf for a first down, and the ball now positioned at the 43-yard line of Cincinnati. Bengals have scored the last 14 points in this game to come to within 6.
Try to pick up the ball and the catch. Looks like a catch by Mark Jackson. His 4th of the day for 79 yards and his first NFL touchdown. And you mentioned earlier a couple of times that Bengals have gotten no breaks. Hurt themselves. The snap by Remington. The offsides by Scow. The fumbled punt return by Ray Horton. The fumble by Cin Cris Collinsworth. And the Broncos in position here now to have control of this football game again.
Pitchers on top of it, and there's been a lot of big plays in the game, and more to follow with 2:15 to play as the Broncos break their offensive huddle with 2nd down and 10 coming up.
That's 1st and 10, Don. They got 2nd and 10 on the marker. It's
It is
first
and 10. Elway heading for the sideline, turning upfield, and John Elway's down to the 36-yard line. He stays in bounds, and that'll take the clock down to the 2-minute warning.
He's the only guy on the offense that the defense doesn't account for. Jackson ran the cornerback off, and Elway was able to pick up some needed yardage, but the Bengals take another timeout with 2:06 remaining.
Atlanta Falcons, a big underdog, went into Miami today as the Dolphins were coming off that 45-3 rout of the Jets. And the Falcons won the game. Final just in: Atlanta 20, Miami 14.
You know, if I'm Dan Reeves, I think I run the same play again. I try to get Elway to pick up the first down. 1 first down. And if he stays in bounds, I think the game is over. and the Broncos have survived this furious rush by the Bengals.
The way they've come back, though, I wouldn't count this one over. Let's shoot the gun.
Look for the fat lady. That's what you're saying?
Well, the Bengals have shown an ability to go right through the Denver defense here in the second half. And very, very nearly another touchdown throw. The ball tipped away from Collinsworth the last time by Wilson. A look at the final scores today. The Bears go to 11-2 with an overtime victory over the Steelers at Soldier Field. The Rams, an underdog over the Jets. Washington with its 11th victory. Cleveland goes to 9-4 and right now is sole leader of the AFC Central. Indianapolis leading the Vinny Testaverde sweeps,
which they have
Bay close behind,
which they have since week 3.
Gene Lang, 2nd and 4, gets the first down, but wait. A marker is down with 2 minutes to play, and it's in the Denver backfield.
Holding against the Broncos.
Dan Reeves is livid.
That's the first penalty of the day against the Broncos. Excuse me, 3rd penalty of the day against the Broncos.
That's been nutty, though.
Holding, number 70, offense, 2nd down.
That's on Dave Stutter, the offensive right tackle. They ran the sweep to his side. And the 2-minute warning is announced.
2 minutes to play at Mile High. We've got a lot of football left, though. We'll be back right after this.
AT&T, the right choice. The division-leading Rams trail the upstart Bucks 27-24 deep into the 4th quarter. And now LA needs a big play on defense. Should the Rams play a zone to clog passing lanes or blitz the quarterback? What would you do?
This is a cover story taking shape for Time magazine, but late-breaking news stops the presses. Time puts AT&T Skynet digital service into action. Via satellite, a new cover story is transmitted instantly, accurately, and rolls off the presses in under 24 hours. Let us show you how AT&T digital services can help your business. AT&T, the right choice.
What did you decide? The Ram defense opts for a 6-man zone, blanketing all receivers, and Leroy Urban intercepts for a clutch game-winning touchdown. The Rams stay on top of the West. Los Angeles made the right choice.
John Elway getting some timeout counsel from his coach Dan Reeves as a penalty call against an offensive lineman negates the first down run by Gene Lang, and now it's 2nd down and 14 coming up for Denver.
Denver not turned the ball over yet today. In the last 2 minutes certainly don't want to, and that's what the Bengals are thinking all the way around. Somehow try to come up with the football.
Watson goes wide to the left. Mark Jackson has also made some big plays on the right flank. Blitz, Elway loops it up for grabs, and it's well behind Mark Jackson as Lewis Breeden was running with him stride for stride. There's also a penalty marker down, the player down. No penalty marker, that's picked up, but Watson is down.
Like he turned his ankle or his knee. It's getting a little slippery out there. Leo Barker had pressure all over John Elway. This is Billups on Watson. Man-to-man bump and run coverage. Try to dictate where he's going to go. He stepped on his foot. Looked like he looked like he bent his knee a little bit.
So it'll be 3rd down and almost 14 when we come back to Mile High.
This bud's for all that you do.
It could be any time now.
No, Bill had to leave. Can I help you?
A friend is counting on you.
Need copies by 4:30.
I'll cover it for him.
Not a word.
You keep on coming through, 'cause you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
4 years ago, Ford Escort became the world's best-selling car. And over those years, we've improved its engine, suspension, and interior. There is one thing, however, we couldn't improve upon. For 4 years running, it's still the world's best-selling car. This is Escort.
Now, get 3.9% financing or $300 cash back from Ford.
John Elway on 3rd down and 14 on a call play. Waits, and then runs it up the middle for 21 yards and a first down.
Don, it's a design play, a quarterback draw. Watch everybody get out of his way. The offensive line does a great job of getting everybody outside. Bishop takes his man out. Bryan does an excellent job as the personal escort for John Elway. Biggest first down of the day for the Broncos.
At the 29-yard line, and so with 1:41 left to play, Elway gets the big play that gives Denver 4 new downs, and Cincinnati takes its last timeout.
Last week, 51 yards rushing. Today, 43. And I can't emphasize enough that when you design a defense, the only guy you don't account for is the quarterback.
And the viewers on the West Coast would stay tuned for the wrap-up of the Skins game, where every hole is a tournament in itself. All the excitement coming up on the West Coast of the Skins game as defending champion Fuzzy Zeller matches his skills against golfing greats Nicholas, Palmer, and Trevino. That's on the West Coast only. Right now, with 1:41 left to play, Sam White's in the Bengals in a troubled position. They are down by 6 after rallying here in the second half. But the Denver Broncos have the ball, and the Cincinnati Bengals are out of timeouts.
Sam can say, what if? What if we're not offsides? What if we don't fumble the punt?
Elway calls his own number to run the clock.
That's it. Game is over. Let's see when they start the 30-second clock. They've got 4 downs. They stop the clock just for everybody to unpile. They'll start it again as soon as everybody's up. There it goes, 1:29. Game's over.
Cincinnati Bengals powerless to stop the clock after their spirited comeback in this game. They were down by 20, 34-14. It was seemingly over. But then the Bengals scored on 2 consecutive long drives to get right back in it. Got the ball again and almost hit another score. But the Broncos have put the lid on, driving the ball down the field and running the clock with John Elway on that 18-yard run up the middle on 3rd and long, getting a first down. That'll do it. The Broncos will go to 10-3. And depending on what the Raiders do, they could have a 2-game lead in the AFC West, because at the moment the Raiders are losing to underdog Philadelphia.
Of course, with Cleveland's victory today, now the Bengals fall a game back in the AFC Central. Next week they go to New England to play the Patriots. Doesn't get any easier for Cincinnati. And in 2 weeks they play the Cleveland Browns in Cincinnati.
So Coach White's and the Bengals about to go to 8-5. Elway again, knee down, and that'll do it here at Mile High Stadium. Now it's time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. And today's MVP is John Elway of the Denver Broncos. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games. John Elway throwing for 3 touchdowns in this game, and Coach Dan Reeves and his owner, Pat Boland. That coat is worth more than my car.
And mine.
But it's in the books now, and the Broncos win.
Elway's numbers, 22 of 34, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns. Hadn't thrown a touchdown since November 2nd. He threw 3 today. Collinsworth for the Bengals had 8 catches for 138 yards. Esiason 21 of 30, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. But it was the turnovers that killed Cincinnati. The Broncos played a perfect game. Bengals turned it over 3 times. The Broncos did not turn it over.
So now the Broncos go in, getting ready to go to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs next Sunday on many of these NBC sports stations. And right now, the final numbers up here at Denver. It is 34-28. Don Fricky for Bob Trumpy. Stay tuned for our house, except on the West Coast and most mountain time zones, where you'll see the Skins game.
A promotion.